I love you, Allah.
Three reasons from the Quran that Allah promises His nasr, His victory and help. These three reasons are: number one, in Surah An-Nur, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions Allah's victory will be given to those who help Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What does it mean to help Allah? The very next verse illustrates that point. The helping of Allah, Allah doesn't need our help. The helping of Allah means doing anything and everything to help the cause of Allah, the religion of Allah. To be an embodiment of Allah's religion in your life and to spread it to other people in the best of manners. And that's why Allah says that those people who, if they had safety and security, what would they do? They would pray regularly. In Mecca they were persecuted. In Mecca they had to hide for their prayer. In Mecca they could not have jama'ah or jumu'ah. Allah says, if I were to give you power, if I were to give you peace and security, you will show your salah to everybody. Your salah will be a primary pillar of your society. They would give their charity. They would command what is good and they would forbid what is evil. This is the first pillar of Allah's help. You help Allah, and helping Allah means establishing the religion of Allah. It means embodying the religion of Allah, practicing the religion of Allah, and then helping others by giving what is advice, commanding what is good, forbidding what is wrong. This is number one, that Allah will help those who help Him. Allah is going to help those who help Him. And as we said, the help that we give to Allah is not to Allah. Allah doesn't need our help, but it is to the cause of Allah, the religion of Allah. This is number one, and it is the most important cause. Allah will not help those who are not faithful to Him. Allah will not help. Allah says in the Quran, Allah has decreed, myself and my prophets shall be the winners. Myself and my prophets, we are the followers of the prophets. We are under this. We are the followers of the prophets. Allah has decreed. So in order to get Allah's help, we have to be on the side of Allah. We have to be helping the religion of Allah, and this means our iman and our salah and our rituals. Never underestimate. We need Allah's help in this difficult time. See what is happening in the world. See what is happening in our lands. We need Allah's help. So the number one mechanism, do not trivialize this. Our faithful in Allah, our iman and connection with Allah has to be strong. And by the way, this condition is so strong that even if the other two aren't fully met, still Allah's help will be given. So this is point number one, and that is iman and rituals. Never underestimate that. Point number two, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions Muslim unity. Do not differ amongst yourselves. Do not break up into different factions amongst yourselves. If you do so, you're gonna lose your spirit. When we're bickering amongst ourselves, what's gonna happen? And that's why in the battle of Badr, when the Sahaba united against the Quraysh, they won. In the battle of Uhud, when they differed and a group broke away, the Munafiqun broke away and a turmoil happened, Allah says, because you lost your hope and you differed amongst yourselves, that was the cause of the defeat of Uhud. So in Badr, Allah says, you were together, so you were given victory. In Uhud, Allah says, you split up, you fought amongst yourselves. They almost had a civil war. Some of the Sahaba wanted to pull their swords against the Munafiqun, and it was a very tense time at that time frame. And Allah says, because of that differing, one of the main causes of the defeat of Uhud. And of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions explicitly in the Quran that all of us, all of us are one. And Allah Azza wa Jal mentions that all of you hold on to the rope of Allah together. This is your ummah. It is one ummah, and I am your Lord. So collectively come together to worship me. So the second mechanism, so the first mechanism is faith and our connection with Allah. The second mechanism is society. Second mechanism, community. Second mechanism is the people around us. We need to form Muslim unity. We need to come together as much as possible. We need to have quantity. So number one is that internal quality, right? Number one is our connection with Allah. Number two, quantity. Bring together as many people as you can for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the third and final factor, Allah says in the Quran, prepare yourselves individually, your own strengths, physical strengths. The first was spiritual strength. The second, community and quantity. And the third, your own physical strength. You need to be prepared. You need to have the techniques, the mechanisms. You need to know what to do. So Allah is saying, have a plan. Be prepared for that plan. Master that plan. This is the 3-step technique of Allah's help coming down. Number 1, your own iman, your own taqwa, the quality of your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make that number 1. Number 2, come together as much as you can. And then point number 3, each one of us has a talent. We nurture that talent, we master that talent, and we make sure we're good at it. And then inshaAllah ta'ala collectively Allah's nasr will come.